Okay, this could be the best folding phone of 2023. And personally, I've been using the Z Fold 5 for about a month now. Now we have tried the Oppo Foldable, Vivo Fold, Xiaomi Mi Mix Foldable, but finally, this is the new Pixel Fold, Google's first folding phone. And every company now wants to make a folding phone because if you see here, global smartphone shipments fell down, but at the same time, foldable sales increased by 64%. And not just globally, even in India, the foldable market revenue will touch 6,300 crore. Let that sink in. So folding phones are going to be the next best thing in smartphones. Now I've been using this Pixel Fold for about 5 days now, and here are 3 very interesting things about the Pixel Fold. Let's start with number 3. Now in general, there are 3 ways of making a foldable. See, this is the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5. Like the foldable is nice and big, but when you close it and you place the cover screen is sleek and tall. Like even if I place a normal phone beside it, it looks smaller and slimmer than a normal phone. And then you have this Oppo Find N2. It is almost similar to the size of a wallet. And when you open it, it is like this slightly smaller wide tablet. But this Pixel Fold, it has a different approach. If you see, it is bigger than a wallet when folded. It is almost the size of this small diary. And this could be just me, but it feels unusual. Like every time I remove the phone from my pocket, I feel it's not a phone. It's something unusual. Like it gives me the feeling of that old BlackBerry Passport type phone, like wider, smaller. This is a 5.8-inch Full HD Plus OLED display. It is a 120Hz display, and for a cover screen, it's very sharp. Like reading text, articles on it feels sharp. But this is not LTPO, meaning it cannot go that low 1 Hz or 10 Hz. It stays at 60 or 120 Hz most of the time. And I don't understand this weird fascination of Google. The volume button is below the power button. And they didn't even give a different texture to it. Like I've still not gotten used to it. I always press the volume button to lock the phone and then I see it's changing the volume. So come on, Google. Now, the build might be okay for few people, but the second most interesting thing to love about the Pixel Fold is the camera. You get a 48 megapixel main camera, a 10.8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, and a 10.8 megapixel 5x telephoto camera. And the photos from the Pixel Fold are that typical Pixel-like photos, like close to life colors, natural feel, and it's sunny out here and the photos look sunny. Even the skin tone comes very close to natural. It has that consistent photos. Also, I took some photos side by side with the Z Fold 5. The Z Fold 5 gives that boost to colors, and to be fair, both take good photos. It really comes down to personal preference. There is only one department where I feel Google needs to improve is the portrait mode cutout. Like Samsung does a far better job at edge detection. Google should definitely improve in this department.
And you get a 9.5 megapixel selfie camera, which is just Google doing maths on the selfie camera.
But again, very consistent selfies, natural looking photos, looks really good. But the number one thing to love about any Google phone is the software. Google devices are never known for having great hardware, but they make it up for the absolutely best software. So, is it the same true for the Pixel Fold? Well, if you remember, we did a video on Pixel tablet and Google apps work really good on the Pixel tablet compared to any other Android tablet out in the market. Same is the case with this Pixel Fold. Here, I'll open Gmail on Galaxy Fold 5 and then I'll open here on Pixel Fold. Gmail is better optimized for the bigger display. Same, I'll do it with Google Play Store. See on Pixel Fold, it is optimized for the larger display. Now this optimization doesn't happen with social media apps or third-party apps like Twitter, Instagram. They work the same on both the folding phones. But Google apps especially are optimized for this bigger, wider display. And whenever I open an app in full screen, I just have to swipe up from the bottom, you get the dock, and from here I can drag and drop any app to go to split screen. Those animations and in general, the entire software is smooth. Like the inner display exactly behaves like the Pixel tablet or a tablet. Like up until now, these 3 things make the Pixel Fold the best folding phone out there, right? Right. But here's where things started going downhill. First of all, the Pixel Fold comes with Google Tensor G2, 12GB RAM, 256GB storage, and I don't know, enough videos don't point this out, Google Pixel heats. Like we have the Google Pixel 7a with the same Tensor G2 chip. It heats simply even if you download a Netflix episode on 5G. And we have so many comments from our Team TW community about Pixel's heating issues. Same is the case with the Pixel Fold. In India weather, it heats quite a lot. We did some benchmark, we did a CPU throttling test which runs your CPU at 100% for 15 minutes, and the graph kind of turns out yellowish red. And I even played BGMI during normal use on it, and after a game you see the FPS starts dropping. Google has to do something about the Tensor chip. In Indian weather you feel the heat, battery drain, everything. And I'm not saying using a 1-year-old processor is bad, it's fine. Even if it is not the latest and greatest Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, it's fine. But Tensor G2 has its own issues. And even if you ignore the Tensor G2, there's this Hinge. For some reason, the phone shuts completely. There is like literally no gap. But when you open it, it's slightly bent. And you can now apply pressure to make it completely flat. But you have to do this every time when you open the phone. And Hinge is very important part when it comes to the durability of the folding phone. And in order to make the phone shut completely flat, Google had to bring out all the hardware folding parts to the front, and this is how the inner bezel looks like. If I place the Z Fold 5 beside it, just by looking at the bezel, you will feel the Pixel Fold 2 is like 2 generations old. And this feature is like one of the biggest things. See, I use the Z Fold 5 in 2 ways. This here on the cover screen is like my work productivity mode. So I have all the banking apps, my to-do list, Slack, WhatsApp, everything on the cover screen. And when I have to just chill or go back home, I unfold the phone and I go to the inner screen, and then I have BGMI here, Netflix, Disney Plus, Hotstar to watch India versus Pakistan match washed out in rain. Sad, but we won. We won at the end. So you get the point. It makes me feel like this folding phone has 2 different phones in it. Like this is the work mode and this is my normal. When I open, it's like entertainment tablet mode. That Samsung and One UI understands. Here on the Pixel C, if I just drag and drop WhatsApp here at the bottom on the cover screen, and now I unfold it, I also have WhatsApp on the inner screen. So it treats both the outer and inner home screen as one. Now, the Pixel Fold costs about $1799 in the USA. In Indian pricing, if you convert it, it is about 1.5 lakh, which is similar to the Z Fold 5. And honestly, Samsung has that early mover advantage, and it is quite better. If I had to recommend someone a folding today, 90% of the time it will be a Samsung Fold. But here's how I see the Pixel Fold. See, Google is the creator of Android, Chrome OS, Google Chrome, Android TV. So whenever Google launches a hardware device, suppose the Pixel 1, it shows the entire Android community how Google visualizes an Android phone. And this sets the benchmark for every other Android company that if you are launching an Android phone, it should be bare minimum at least this. Same is for Chromebooks, Android TV. So I feel this is how Google, the maker of Android, feels about folding phones. And if other folding phones are at least this, I think it will be a huge competition for Samsung. And I guess cheers to more good folding phones in the future. On that note, this is Pradeep signing off. See you in the next video. Pew! Pew.